Welcome to jobskillshare.org, another video in our playlist IT Job Descriptions Advisory Video Series. If you're new, go to YouTube, type JobSkillShare, click on playlist, and you will see this list. We're talking about job descriptions and how do you practically start your learning. So today we're going to take a step further. We did our first video on help desk intern position, where we basically summarized that intern will be someone that have a lot of option, when they go to the job and they apply for these jobs and they specifically title it intern. They're very open to you to accept that you have no experience at all and you just want to learn things. They may either pay you or they may just give you some kind of hours, but at the end you will still get help from that work. Now, when we don't have intern in the title in Indeed.com, this is a proper job. Then this basically is more of like a good paying job in some areas. Some areas it may not be a good paying job. So in this example, I basically stayed in the US and also I took a flight to UK. Last time I went to Canada and I showed you how universal our courses are, and I'm going to prove it in this also, that this title is also covered by our platform. Just like any other certification, they also cover it. We do a little different thing, so I'm going to explain that. When you see an entry-level IT support technician, junior, level 1, they put like this 1 in there, level 1 in there, entry level in there. This means that they're also open to you, that you may sometimes have a little bit experience, or you may just prove it to them that I have taken some courses, I'm very serious about this, I have a lot of passion about this career. They will take you in. In one of my videos on YouTube, I said that there could be 10 companies. Out of 10 companies, maybe 7 of them may look for some type of formal training, formal hands-on experience, but maybe 2 companies may be looking for you, a person like you who don't have any training, and their IT professionals are just sitting there talking to them. Hey, when we get this new person, he doesn't have any training, we're looking for a passionate person, let's teach this guy or girl from scratch. So this is kind of if you have passion to learn, there are people who have passion to teach you. So think about that. There are opportunities available to you. So don't just think, I don't have experience, I'm scared, I don't have confidence, what am I going to do? For that, you need to take courses and you need to be involved in some type of platform like ours, or somebody else, or maybe a friend who can teach you all this stuff. Great. If they can't teach you, then of course that's why we're doing it, to give you every single resource to help you out. So if you take one of these examples right now, so let's say for example, I already took one, help desk technician 1, and just look at these information that they're putting out there. So if you look at it, it is exactly the same thing that we have talked about in the intern position: maintain, analyze, troubleshoot, repair systems, hardware, and things like that. Now, if you were lucky, you got into a company, now you have a full-time job. This is not an intern job where you can just present that you're an intern, you don't know anything. And here in this title, you have to at least present something. You gotta be at least at the level where you're not just sitting there and people can ask you, hey, can you reset the browser for this user? And then you're looking at the person, how do you reset the browser? That's not gonna look good, right? So you need to be at least at this level. You got to be able to do some basic work. Now you must be thinking okay, if I'm not in the company, how am I going to learn this stuff? Again, I will show you that later on, where you need to learn this stuff, but you have to know this. Now I said, if you get lucky, maybe in those 2 companies, whoever hired you and they know that you have no clue about how to do things, then maybe they're going to be okay with you. But let me tell you, these days things are getting stressful. So many IT professionals are getting involved in so many different type of technologies that they don't have too much time to teach you. And even if they want to, it is hard for them to teach you the theory, to give you the resources. Who's going to make all these labs for you and all that stuff? Somebody has to sit down and answer your questions. Trust me, it's not an easy thing. That's a job itself to do that kind of stuff, So think about other people too. They have their life, they have families and everything, even though they have a lot of passion to do that, but it's physically taking a toll on them. So that's why, you need to do some training before you get into these type of titles. As you can see, document, maintain, upgrade, replace hardware, same stuff. You just need to know this from the courses that we teach, or someone who can offer these type of skills. Support and maintain user account. This is talking about the Active Directory kind of stuff, groups, security, maybe basic stuff in security. Install and configure software, basic information. I need this, I need that. You just need to know how to install these softwares. Maybe some companies have approval system where you need to check mark on every single software that needs to be installed with a security or an IT manager. Or this company, maybe they don't care, they have they know, they trust you. You will just go and test these softwares, and then you'll put it on these client machines. Set up new employee with network accounts. Email, they're talking about either Office 365 cloud type of email, or maybe they have internal servers where you need to know how to create these network accounts, Active Directory, email account, telephone lines, maybe using Cisco, VoIP and stuff like that. You just need to know that sometimes a company will teach you on phone stuff, but they may be expecting you to know the Active Directory at least, and some kind of email like Office 365, stuff like that. Train end users on system use. So this is something that they're going to be open to know that, okay, you're a new person, you won't know their systems when you start working with them. They may be using some kind of CRM system, some kind of CMS system, content management systems for their websites and stuff like that. Of course, you're not going to be doing like their system admin type of position, but sometimes you may just need to learn their systems, and then once you're good at it, then you will start teaching other people. So that's okay with many people. Maintain a list of company computer inventory. Again, this is going to be up to them, but you should know some type of inventory tool like Spiceworks. Other inventory tools are available. So for you to get trained on that, that's just give you more confidence, where you can be then more comfortable with their products, so you don't get like, oh my god, there's too much I need to learn. So you're not like stressing yourself then. Okay. Maintain list of company computer inventory. Again, we talked about monitor and respond to stuff like ticketing on a ticketing system. Again, every single company you will see ticketing system. That's why I'm so happy when I see this, because we have a full course on this. So then again, if you come down right now, the main thing that I want to point out is the qualification in training and education. Usually they will put like CompTIA A+ or equivalent Microsoft certification, preferred but not required. You see how this company is saying preferred but not required? They want something. Even if you give them a jobskillshare.org certification, which we think they're better than A+, they're better than Network Plus right now. Our courses are way better than these because we actually include these labs in our courses. So this is a piece in our courses. Remember, our courses are real world courses. We teach you that stuff. So A+ and Network Plus is kind of like a part of our course. So you're talking about that 10% you learn from here, but then there's so much that you don't just learn from these certifications. That's why we are covering, and that's why people are coming to our platform. So we basically kind of give you that combination. So here you see no experience is required. However, some experience working as a service desk technician is required. Service desk is kind of also pretty known to a lot of these companies, so you should know something. We already teach that in our ticketing system a little bit, but there's a whole thing in this, so don't get too much involved in this, but just know. But you see how they said that you don't need any experience, right? So the person who's going to be taking interview, they already know they don't expect a lot of experience from you. But if you can go there and talk about ticketing systems, Spiceworks, Active Directory, I know this tool, I use this WDS for imaging, I do this, you're already throwing terms on that person, and they will love that, because now they were not expecting any experience from you, but now you're showing them and you're telling them about all these cool terms and everything. Of course that interview is going to be really good for you. People who don't know this stuff, who don't take our courses and they just take A+ certification, trust me, I can give so many examples on a daily basis that people come to a platform and they don't have any answers to our basic questions, and that's where, when they start learning our courses, that's where they realize the value of these courses, that one we teach. Okay, let me take you to the UK right now. UK one is same one, IT support analyst. You can see these titles are the same all over. IT support, IT analyst, IT service technical support, IT desktop support engineer, and in the US the same way. So it's kind of universal, and our courses are based on that also. So here you will see requirements. And the top area is almost the same. They just have probably a little bit different stuff in there, but it's the same. There's not much. Mentor and assist is like the training. The other one says train other users, so they call it mentor. You may see a little bit difference between language in here because that's UK, we're in US. So here they put a lot of stuff in there, but remember I told you about that. If you're in a US and specifically the Europe site, you're going to see this word a lot, and that's where then I showed in my intern position too, how you can then, if you don't teach this, then of course we have a resource to give you, so then you can learn all of that stuff. Now they also put a lot of good understanding of email and web-based application. Now most likely they're going to be like Office 365. These are web-based application, cloud-based applications. So when you start throwing that to them, and you can see it's gonna be really good for you. So title, the entry-level title is, like I said, it's kind of like a duplicate of intern. It is just that they're expecting a little more than intern now, because they're paying you more. Remember, it's paying you real job money, real salary here. So then this is where you will be using the resources. First of all, you can get to our courses, like the one you can start with. These courses the same. They're made for entry level to specialists, like the one I just explained in turn 2. You can start for free from these 4 courses. If this is not doing things for you, then of course in this position I highly recommend going for premium. The reason for that is that then you are getting these lab videos with the premium labs. So then, because the thing is this, that in this job you need to know a lot about troubleshooting, and because it's not just you just landing a job. Remember, I always tell people it's 2 phases. You can land a job one way or another way. You can land a job through a friend, but it's that next day when you get the call from people, they're using Windows 10, let's say in this course, and then they're saying that we're having issues with Windows 10 account machines, or somebody comes to you and they say, what, we have we need to install, let's say, like 20 Windows 10 machines, and how do we do that? So stuff like that, then this is where you're gonna get caught up, and that's where the stress meter is gonna go up for you, because you're getting, it's not an intern position anymore. They're expecting things from you right away the next day. So that's where then you need to know about these courses, because these are lab videos that we have created specifically from us. You will not see this anywhere else. Then you will watching these videos, and then you will know the value of these videos, how beneficial this is going to be for you. And of course, with this, if you're a premium member, then you get access to all of this other stuff where I talked about ITIL. If you're working in UK or other sites, then of course you're going to be coming here to the partner portal, and then you're going to be looking for these courses, like the one that in the the service management side, and that's where you're going to click on the IT service management, and then of course you can then take courses based on where you live. I'm sure this is also in the UK area. This is pretty famous ones. So you maybe then you have a choice. Then you can just pick and choose. And lastly, I'm just going to tell you that there's no better way to train yourself than hands-on practice in IT. And then there's no better way to have everything done on a web-based system, where you have a full course, where you feel like, okay, you know what, I have done too much videos and I still feel like I'm not practically sound in this area. So then what you will do, you'll just come here and then just pick a course for yourself. So let's say, for example, you want to pick that CompTIA A+ course, where you're watching the video, the lab videos, which I just explained. Then you will click on here, and then you will say, okay, I want to do this hands-on. I want to deploy this stuff by using WDS. I want to learn this term so then I can use it in the interview. Remember, that's the key right there. First landing a job, and then you are learning this stuff, so then you know this stuff, how to do it. And when you face something like that at your work, then you already know you're the master of this. Because in IT, at the end, let me tell you, one of the biggest achievement in IT, in maybe other people may have a different suggestion for you, but the day you realize and the day you can move around resources, IT is all about resources. The day you figure that out, that how you can utilize the resources, then trust me, you will never need someone to train you anymore. At least you will be training yourself buy the resources, because there's no other person that's better than you yourself. You can then pick and choose things for yourself. That is going to be your ultimate achievement in IT, and that's where I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you with a different title.